Hi friends, this is Vicki with Grandma Vicki Crafts, and I know it's been a minute since I've put a video up, so today I'm going to make a strawberry wreath. I'm going to use a plastic canvas that I got from my fabric store. This is 10.5 by 13.5 in size, and I'm going to use Dollar Tree mesh. I'm going to try and use up some of my supplies that I have on hand here. And this is the 6" by 5 yards, and this is the red, and you get that at the Dollar Tree. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my heart shape form that you get at the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to put it down on top of my plastic canvas, and I'm going to cut it out. Now, the heart is too big for the plastic canvas, so I'm going to use the second wire that goes around to make this fit. So I'm just going to line that up, this rung up to the top of my canvas, and I'm going to take a marker and I'm just going to hold it in place and draw out my heart using the inside of the heart-shaped form on this second rung. And then we will have something that looks like that. It's kind of faint, but I think you can see it there. So now I'll just go ahead and I'll cut that out, and I'll be back. So now I've got my strawberry shape cut out, and it sort of resembles a strawberry. Anyway, it'll look better when it's complete. Then I took a piece of red felt, and this felt is a 9 by 12 piece of felt. Now, it's not big enough for the full shape here, but what I did was I traced it out and I cut it out, and then I took the extra piece and I just made that piece to fit over here so that when we're finished, we have a backing for our strawberry, and that'll look like that. So we'll set that aside, and then we're going to get on to making the little strawberries. So what I've done here is I've taken 2 pieces of this mesh and I've measured it out 6 inches. So it's 6 inches for one and 6 inches for 2, and then I've put them together because it's quite see-through. And then I'm going to make my little strawberry petal out of the 2 of them. So what I'm going to do now is, it's curl side up, and I'm going to take the side where the seam is, I'm going to bring that down to the bottom corner. I'm going to give it a half a turn, and then I'm going to give it a little scrunch twice. I'm going to keep my fingers stuck in the middle of that. Then I'm going to bring this end down to the bottom, and I'm going to bring this end down to the bottom. And what that's going to do is make what looks like that. And that is called a lolly petal. And I learned how to make this petal from Unique in the Creek. Lori from Unique in the Creek. She's got some awesome videos out there. All kinds of flowers and designs and petals that you can make. So she would be a good one to go and follow if you haven't already. So there's our petal. So I'm going to make a bunch of these, and then we're going to start attaching it to our plastic canvas to make our strawberry. So I've gone ahead and I've put 2 of my little lolly petals on the bottom. And what I did was I counted up 6 little squares from the tip here up to the middle. So there's really not a pattern for this. You kind of have to just make your own, I think. But anyway, and then I'm going straight across. So I've got one on one side, one on the other, and then I'm going to put the third one in the middle there. So we'll zip tie that one in there. And I just happen to have these little red zip ties in my stash. I got those at the Dollar Tree a long time ago as well. So I'm just using, for this project, I'm just using what I have on hand. And we'll see how it looks when it's done. So there's the bottom of my strawberry. So now I've counted up from this zip tie, I've counted up about 8 more, because as I placed my petals on there, I thought that that probably looked about right to my eye. So I'm going to place those on there like that. So I'll put my zip ties in there. So I'm going to start on each end, then I'm going to do the middle, and then I'll put one in between on either side. So this is what it's looking like so far now. I've got the bottom 3 on, and then one more on the one side. And I forgot to mention, when we're doing the petals, I do cut this excess off just above the elastic, maybe about 1/4 of an inch, because you don't need all that extra. And then when I place it on, I place it and put my zip tie right where my elastic is. So we'll get this one zipped on. So there we have the 2 corner ones on. Then I take my little wire cutters and I'll just cut off the excess of the zip ties. And I just have a little bucket there that I'm throwing them in. So there, so now I'll put the other one, the next one, just in the middle there. And then I'll do one more on either side of that. Okay, excuse me. So let's make some more petals here. So once again, we have 6-inch mesh, and I've got 2 pieces, one on top of the other, curl side up. Now it has a seam side on the one side, so I've got that laying to my left. I've turned it to a diamond shape. I'm pulling the top corner down to the bottom corner, and I'm turning it in a half of a turn. Then I'm taking my fingers and I'm gathering up on one side, gathering up on the other, and I'm holding it together with my 2 fingers. I'm taking this corner down to the bottom, and this corner down to the bottom. And then I've got this. Then I take just one of the little elastics from the Dollar Tree and twist that around. And there we have our little lolly petal. So there it is. And as we know, the less you work with the less you touch the Dollar Tree mesh, the better, because it's just cheap mesh and it will fray. So we'll do that again. So we have 2 pieces together, curl side up, seam side to my left, the top corner in a diamond shape, the top corner down to the bottom, half a turn, and then scrunch one side to the middle and the other side to the middle. Pull the one side down to the bottom and the other side down to the bottom. And you have your little petal there. And then we'll secure it with an elastic band. And there you have the little petal. Now you can also use a 10-inch mesh if you have. Doesn't have to be this mesh. I'm just using this mesh because this is what I have on hand. So we have 3 rows on now of the petals, and I've got my 4th row with my zip ties started. So we have 1 row here, the 2nd row here, the 3rd row here, and now the 4th row is going to be here. So I'm going to put 1 on each corner, 1 in the middle, and then 1 in between there. So we'll have a total of 5 going across here. So I ended up using 7 across this row instead of 5. And then I counted up 13 more from my last zip tie here. I counted up 13, and I'm going to start and put some more petals there. And we're going to use, I think we'll use 6 on this row. So I actually counted up, and I recounted, and I counted 12. So I counted 12 squares up. So I've got 2 in the center, and then I'm going to put 2 on either side. So we'll have 6 in that row. So now at this point, it's starting to take shape, and I think it's looking more like a strawberry. So now I've got 9 rows up again from my last ones. I counted up 9 squares. So I've put 2, 1 on each end there. I'm going to put 1 more in the middle, and then I think we'll do 2 and 2. And I'm into my 3rd roll of mesh now at this point. So now the last row that I worked on here, I ended up putting on 7. And I'm keeping track of all of this, and I will put what I have done in the description box below when I'm finished my tutorial. So now I've counted up 10 squares from my last zip tie. I've counted up 10 squares, and I put 1 more on each corner on a little bit of an angle going out. Then I'm going to continue by putting and filling in, and what we want to be sure of is that we're filling in between the gaps there. So we'll probably end up with another 7 possibly, but I'll let you know when I get this finished. So here's our strawberries so far, and I ended up putting 7 across this row as well. So now I'm going to work on some leaves, and I've got some green mesh here, and then I've got some ribbon to use. So I'm going to figure this out, and I'll be back. Okay, so I've got my strawberry the way I'm liking it, and now instead of using this green ribbon, I actually found a garland that I think I think I got it at the Dollar Tree. I'm not sure, but anyhow, it's just a little garland with leaves. And I'll put you down here and show you that I'm placing it on the top of my strawberry like that. And I think that's going to be cute. Then I found in my stash some little flowers that I thought looked like they might be little strawberry flowers. So I'm going to incorporate those in the leaves as well. And then I'm going to glue the backing on to the strawberry, and then we'll do a bow. So what I did for the first two was I just used a little zip tie, and I zip tied the two of them on down in there in place, and I've got this one ready to zip tie. So I'm going to zip tie that down in place to hold that. And we'll cut the tail off. So there's those big ones on. Then I'm just going to take some of my smaller ones and fill in, and I'll either zip tie them in or I'll hot glue them in, or both. So that's what I'm going to do to fill in the rest of the plastic canvas that's showing and make it look like the top of the strawberry. So here's what my strawberry looks like now, and I think that turned out really cute. So now I'm going to add the backing on to the back. I'm just going to hot glue that onto the back. And I'm going to, before I glue it down, I'm going to take a chenille stem and I'm just going to thread it through and make myself a hook to hang it with. And then I'll just glue all of this down on the back. And that'll be my strawberry, and then we'll put on a bow. So I threaded my chenille stem through the inside so that the stems come out on the back side, and then this will be attached on the inside of the mesh. Then we can just give that a twist and cut off the excess of the stem, the chenille stem. And there we have our little hanger. And now we'll put the backing on the back. So here it is with the leaves on, and the backing is on. And so I took some time to use some felt, just a piece of white felt, and I was just cutting out and I was making what looks like little seeds. And I'll put some more on after, but they're probably going to get covered up with my bow. So now we're going to try and do the bow. Now I'm not a good bow maker, but I'm using my little Bowdabra. And I'm using this strawberry ribbon that I've got. And so I'm going to put it through my Bowdabra. And I'm going to make about a 4-inch tail on here. So I measured out 4 inches. So now this is only patterned on one side. So I'm going to turn my ribbon to show the inside. And I want to make about a 4-inch loop. So that would be out to about there. And I'll bring that across and we'll go down and measure there. I'm at about the 10 to 14, so that's my 4-inch loop. I don't want the bow to be too big because the strawberry is pretty small. So then, once again, I'm going to flip my ribbon and go out to the 6-inch mark. And we're going to come across again. Please don't judge me with making my bow. So there it is so far. Now I'm going to do that one more time on both sides. ending up with another 4-inch tail. So now I have another ribbon, and this one is not wired, but it's got little dots on it, and I thought that would look cute. So again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to lay it on top, and I'm going to measure down to my tail that I've already got. And it is only a one-sided ribbon as well, so we have to flip this one as well. And I'm going to go out and make a bow that's about the same size as the loop that I've got on this side. And I'm going to flip it again and do the same thing on this side, bringing it back across. And then I'm going to do the same thing one more time. So now I'm going to bring this off my Bodabra, and I'm going to take a zip tie, and I'm going to hopefully zip it all together. And that will be our bow. I know I've made this look very awkward, and there's a lot of girls out there that know how to make really nice bows. But I tried. And so here we are with our little bow for our strawberry. And then we're going to place it on our strawberry. I'm going to cut this zip tie off. And then when I get it placed on the strawberry, I'm going to fluff it up. But that's where it's going to go on my strawberry. So here it is. It is complete, and I think it turned out really cute. Now, I hope this is something that you'd like to try. I added in my little flowers up in here too. And like I say, the seeds, if you want to take the time to cut out, it just looks sort of like a little teardrop shape, and stick them on, and it just adds a little something more to it, I think. So, like I said in the beginning, I know it's been a while since I've been on with a video, so I hope this is one that you'd like to try. So if you would, please like, share with your friends, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and always remember to be kind. And thanks so much for watching. Bye now.